Hi friends, welcome to Insightful Healing. I'm Amira. Thanks so much for being here with me today. We're going to get into our sense of self session and see what messages want to come through. I do have a couple of intuitive messages already, which is why you're hearing me talk a little sooner than normal. The first one was a song, and the song, I'm not sure who sings it. Let's look it up. But the song is blinded by the light. What's the rest of the words? Revved up like a deuce, another runner in the night. Manfred Mann's Earth Band. Interesting. It says the lyrics revved up like a deuce are often misheard as wrapped up like a douche. Interesting. I'm not sure what the song is about. Looks like it's about a car or car culture. Look at that candle go crazy. There's something about light that's really significant today, but more specifically, it's about finding the light. Sometimes you have to search a little longer than you expect, or maybe in a different place than you expect. I had a similar experience as I was trying to set up today's session. Obviously, right, I'm in a different space. I'm often in a different space, but I'm still getting used to the lighting. And I was going around trying to figure out which switch belongs to which light fixture versus fan versus, it could be any other electrical source. And after that, when I turned the camera on, I was like, well, where's my camera light? What makes my camera light come on? How come it's not coming on automatically? Usually it does that by itself and I don't have to do anything extra. And after I think it was when I reached for the sage, then the camera light came on. If you didn't see it, if you care to go back, rewind a little bit and see it happen, there was a shift in the lighting, and it was just due to me reaching for my cleansing object. Okay, message for some of you. The other intuitive message that I got, I have no idea what it's about, but there's a movie with SZA and I think it's Keke Palmer called One of Them Days. They're friends in the movie, and it's just literally the movie is one day them just having crazy experiences. I think at the end they wind up getting evicted, and that is really what the entirety of the movie's about, them trying to prevent that eviction. They're trying to make money, find money. Somebody gets fired from their job. Like, lots of things occurred throughout that day and throughout that movie. I can't remember if they were successful at the end, but even as I say that out loud, there's a need to call attention to how you define success. What does it mean to be successful? And when you have a particular mission in mind, or when you have a particular goal in mind, intentionally defining what does success look like. How do I know when I have achieved the end, or when I have achieved the peak, when I can call myself successful in this thing? Okay. Interesting. I'm also being called to make the comparison or draw the example, if you will, to my recent success of publishing a book. I remember in one of my very first videos where I was showing the book off, I talked about other books that will probably come from the depths of my belly and brain, right? And so in many ways, I could look at that as, oh, I've made it. I'm an author. I am successful. I've reached success. In other ways, maybe if I had tied that to a particular dollar amount, I may not see that as an achievement. I may not call that success. Or if I had tied that to, the goal is to write 5 books, then I'm an author, and I may not have tied that to success, okay? It's all about your perspective and how intentional you are with defining what success looks like. Okay, the road may be different to finding the light, but did you find the light in the end? Like, is it the light that you were looking for? Does it light up what you were looking for it to light up? I think literally right now, I don't want to mess with this, but I'm pretty sure it's the sage that is, well, actually I do want to mess with it because I want to show you. Okay, let's not burn ourselves. Candles are hot. Oh, my neurodivergent brain. Yeah, we won't be able to see it, unfortunately, but I believe it's the sage creation in there that's burning, not the candle itself. Again, I was looking for light from the candle, looking for energy, looking for a scent, looking for cleansing properties, and all that I'm getting, it's not from where I thought it would come from, but it's doing what I needed it to do. So is this a successful lighting of the candle? That's for you to define. Side note, you know what really grinds my gears? You can skip past this part if it's not for you. When people cut cards and they cut them in a way that puts them right back to where they were, it really grinds my gears. But another example of what are you defining as success? For me, when I cut the cards, I'm looking to pull this top one. Following that, I'm looking for that bottom one to be different than what it was. That is how I'm defining sex. Oh, okay, something about sex. That's how I'm defining success. I'm also seeing it written as SEGGS, okay, which kind of leads me to believe it's like sexting, or like someone's trying to keep a conversation more PG or culturally aligned. Okay, this could be a communication that's occurring at work or in a place that it's forbidden or something like that. Interesting. All right, what's our card today? Number 8. We have learn from today for tomorrow. This, of course, is the Sense of Self Oracle deck, my deck that I created. Okay, if you're interested, intrigued, or curious, they're available on my website to read more about the history, what's involved in the deck itself, see some more pictures, so on and so forth, or purchase, of course, if that's what you're into. And dare I say, there goes the light, but success is still there, and we can still see it. Right? It's not as bright as we thought it would be or could be, but there's also a light bulb there. So maybe there's a different kind of light. I'm getting like an older light. That's what this reminds me of. I was hearing Thomas Edison, literally. The beginnings of something, the creation of something. Let's see what the booklet says. I'm loving this energy this morning. Okay. Número 8, por favor. Okay. Now, how are we gonna do this? I think I'll just leave it down there, actually. This card presents itself to you today as a reminder that today is an opportunity to learn so that tomorrow can be more successful. Where are you being stubborn and submitting to difficulty when enlightenment and potential are ever present if you so choose? Pulling this card challenges your sixth sense to trust those intuitive nudges and push yourself into the next realm. Fifth sense, to feel the possible exhaustion, cautiousness, and pressure. Fourth sense, to taste the edge of your breakthrough and continue along your journey of enlightenment. Third sense, to smell the burnt ashes that come with your defeat. Second sense, to hear the intense music in the background of your thoughts. And your first sense, to see the lessons as a molehill and not a mountain. Stubbornness is in our nature and can often hold us back from growing and maturing in the ideal direction. Specifically, this is typically an issue of thinking too much about the past or focusing too far into the future, i.e., depression or anxiety. The ability to be fully present for some of us is a learned behavior. It could be by way of consequences for poor decision making or active changes in personality for better results. I have struggled with anxiety for my entire life, but I didn't know what it was or what to call it until almost 25 years in. Can you imagine dealing with these confusing feelings, heart palpitations, overthinking, and self-sabotage for a quarter of a century and not understanding what it is you're feeling? As I've gotten older, I've learned that there's a true power in being present. When we allow our past experiences or future worry to overpower us, we miss the little tidbits that the universe throws us in the now. They're all pieces to the puzzle with equal importance. Even more than that, it can be extremely ungrateful and egotistical to exude the vibration that there's nothing you need to learn today for tomorrow. For me, this has been a struggle on a larger scale with education or relationships, but also on a more mundane level, forgetting that every moment provides an opportunity to expand in one way or another. My mind's taking me back to that movie again, so there must be something significant in that movie that draws a correlation to the lesson of this card, okay, regarding being present. Again, they went through many different scenarios and situations, and I don't know how long the movie is, but it's one day of so many things. And I can just imagine that if they were too focused on the end, even too focused on the end goal, right? That they would miss the opportunities to learn and soak up information to pour into that end goal when they got there, you know? Let's see what today's journal prompt is gonna be. Session 42. What lessons am I missing along the way that will ultimately contribute to a greater success?